by Hotels TV. Some of you may know Hotels TV already, which is great. You may have been looking at the business opportunity for some time. This webinar, this conversation today is to really go through starting an online business and how to profit hotel bookings. So it's an opportunity in an industry that I wanted to share with you, and it's something that I've actually done myself for many, many years. And let me take you through. So this webinar is called "Start an Online Business and How to from Hotel Bookings." Okay, so a little bit of background. So you know Harrison Brown. I'm the founder and managing director of Hotels TV and a number of small companies. I love small business. I love the opportunity to create things and be an entrepreneur, and that also means opportunities where you can work from home, you can work from a small office, all different types of businesses, all depending on what's right for you at the end of the day as an individual and what you're looking for. So in 1998, I founded what was the first London booking website, and we ran that for 10 years, basically doing much of the things that we teach you in our Hotels TV business as well. We built that business to do 3,000 bookings per month, around about £7 million, or the way it converted was about 10 million US dollars. Through this program to also talk in US dollars. So that's basically, you know, what that business did. So it was generating in commission actually around 650,000 pounds in commission, and we had 4 or 5 staff by that stage, and that equates to about $1 million in revenue, commission paid by hotels in return for hotel bookings. We sold that because after 10 years of being an agent, we decided we'd had enough, and what we did was sell it to TUI PLC. And if some of you know TUI, TUI is actually one of the largest tour operators in the world. They own First Choice, and they also goes on the screen to the right, and Hotels London website. Hopefully it's not so blurred for you, and you can see the screen. Okay. Okay, so Hotels TV was founded in 2001 as a video website, and we decided to pioneer video for hotels. And then what we did, we turned that into a global booking franchise in 2010. So what we decided to do was actually take what had worked for us very, very well for 10 years and allow other people to do it in their city and in their destination around the world. And we provided everything, as I'll explain towards the end of this broadcast, how it all works. The business opportunity we provide comes with a complete step-by-step training program. We take people through from being novices, from having absolutely no experience even in the travel industry, and we turn them into booking agents and self-employed people. And people do this, as I'll explain. Some do it part-time, some do it full-time, some do it for a few months or for an event. Other people do it on a more ongoing basis. It really is flexible enough to match around your lifestyle and actually what you're looking for. Okay, so we're all here. I guess the reason you answered the ads and looked at businessesforsale.com and all those other business forums and probably did a lot of research, as I'm sure most of you did, is that we want to work from home, or we want to have our own business. We want the freedom to set our own hours. You've got kids, and you want a business that can give you more time with your kids, but also allow you to build something really worthwhile and rewarding, both financially and emotionally. And also the flexibility is really important. You know, being self-employed means you can kind of add all your experience and things that you want to do with your life and put them into a particular business. Many of you have chosen travel as one of those businesses that you'd like to do. You like the idea of travel, you like the idea of hotels, you like the idea of helping people and finding the right solutions and almost being a hotel critic, or finding the right properties that engage people, that you know they're going to have a good time, and providing some value and some added value to the whole situation. But let's just talk about business in general online. This is a very simplistic guide to starting a business. You know, normally what you've got to do is find the right product or service. You've got to register a business. You've got to set up a website. Normally, you've got a part of social media, and maybe you do some AdWords campaigns or some Facebook marketing. Maybe you're an Instagrammer or something like that. You've got to drive people like anything into your website, and that's the hardest bit. It's one thing having an idea and researching an idea. It's another thing actually finding clients, and that's the crux of any business. No matter if you've got a Subway franchise or you've got an insurance company, you've got to get people to buy the stuff that you've got for sale. So advertising is very important. And then you've got to look after your books. You've got to do your accounting. You've got to do your invoicing. And then what you've got to do is reinvest into your business to make sure it doesn't get old, doesn't get stale. You've got to look after the technology, and you've got to, keep kind of driving that business forward, which is really, really important. Now, that was the simplistic version. This is actually the more realistic version, is that there are many, many, many steps to starting a business, and there's lots of trial and error that you have to do. You've got to make prototypes, or what they call is minimum viable product these days, MVPs. And then, they teach you these days in all these journals and books and webinars and seminars that, you try your idea for a little while and then you pivot. If it's not working, then you adjust and then you go back to square one, and then you might have to test it on a number of people, and then you've got to look for funding, if it's going to, and then you've got to launch it. And then, you've got a couple of forks in the road to say, is this working or is it not? Are people engaged with it? And then maybe start again, or, so there's so many different aspects to this. And then you've got to grow, and then you've got to measure your growth and your analytics. And then you go kind of back to the start again and say, okay, look, is this working? Is it growing? Do I need to hire people? So it's a very, very involved process. Running your own business is not something to necessarily take lightly. Certainly starting your own concept takes time, it takes money, it takes devotion, it takes sacrifice, it takes commitment, it takes all these things. So the advantages, what a lot of people do is choose to go into perhaps a franchise style business, not necessarily a franchise. There's so many different types of businesses around these days. But even a franchise style business is something that, as an entrepreneur or a business owner, you can be provided with an established product or service, something that already works. It's already been demonstrated for you. Franchisors or the licensors, that's another way of saying it. Licensee or licensors offer a complete management. They look after the technology and provide the technology and provide all the assistance because they're more experienced and it's tried and tested. And the whole idea behind that is it's taken a lot of the stress and a lot of the trial and error out, and it gives people support. And a lot of people, I think, perhaps here today, and people that come through, that resonates with them because they're looking for something that is already kind of built and ready to go. Depending on the business, equipment and supplies can be a far less expensive exercise because they're being bought by a number of people. They're being bought in a bulk situation, So the more agents and licensees there are around, the better value everything should become. And there's a bit of a guarantee of consistency there to attract customers. So, once customers engage with your product, then essentially what we can do is, find that in another location, feel confident it's going to deliver what you want it to as well. So they're the steps to kind of starting your own business. And it is, look, I don't need to tell you, I think you've all probably considered whether you go down the road of buying something that's established or you decide to actually buy something or start something new and pioneer something. It depends on you, it depends on your nature, it depends on your support network and everything else. What I wanted to do with this webinar is introduce you to hotel booking marketplace. So yes, we'll talk about hotels TV, but I wanted to introduce you to the opportunities, and this is actually the reason that we're in this marketplace. This is a $600 billion per year marketplace now, the hotel booking industry. And now it's even spread as wide as what we call the accommodation booking industry, thanks to companies like Airbnb. This is the market opportunities. You see, it's made up of various things. Room bookings, one thing, food and beverage, restaurants, room service, spas, and other services within the industry, everything down to dry cleaning. This is how it's all set up. So if you look at the global industry, 380 billion of 600 is generated in room bookings from that perspective. So, you know, it's a massive, massive chunk. It's a huge industry. And in order for that to be perpetuated, what has to happen is hotels need lots of different ways of attracting business. Okay, we all hear about Booking.com and Expedia, and they're very dominant in the online marketplace. But what you'll find is they are not the only contributors towards hotel's revenue. The hotel cannot afford to keep paying Booking.com or to pay anyone 15 to 20 up to 30% for their bookings, which is what those channels cost. So they're quite expensive compared to perhaps some of their other channels. So what they do is they tend to use them as lead generation, get the first booking in, and then hope to entice the guests back again and again directly with offers and email shots and different things. But also, hotels use the GDS, which is the travel agent network, the global distribution system, brand.com, which is essentially their own website. That's hotel's own website. And in some cities, depending around the world and how you gauge that, like in the US, in some countries, you know, it's almost 50-50 as to whether they generate their own direct business versus the OTA, which is Booking.com. So, yeah, you've got walk-ins, you've got voice, phone, that are very and they're blind to the hotel, but they're unknown quality. You book on Booking.com, the hotel doesn't know who you are or why you're going to be attending that hotel. So it doesn't know whether you're going to spend money in the bar, the restaurant, room service, or you're just going to go out every night and you're just getting a cheap room for the sake of a bed. Might be a 4 or 5 star boutique or luxury hotel that is geared itself around making money out of all these other services and out of you. They've just paid Expedia, 15 to 30% to get you into that hotel, but then you're not spending any money in that hotel. So that's a loss client for the hotel. So what they do is they try and minimize that, and they generally have a revenue manager that does. So what they're trying to do is increase the quality of guests. Now, this is where we start to fit in here. Is that groups, they travel in large numbers. They deserve traveling as a group or attending an event as a group. And they all can attend, or they all attend one event, which creates a buying leverage with hotels. You cannot book more than 5 or 6 or 7 rooms out of Booking.com or Expedia, and then the price starts to change. So if you're attending an event with 200-300 people, you know, whoever starts first for the first few bookings, that's great, but the rest start to then pay a lot more money for their. There's no advantage. It's if you're traveling individually, yeah, that's fine. Booking.com's great. But if you're traveling in larger numbers, you have the ability to get a better rate by being part of it as a group, but you're part of that trade show, that event, that wedding, that sports tournament. And I'm not talking professional, I'm talking amateur sports. It could be, you know, football teams or cheerleading competitions where you've got 5 to 15-year-old kids that are attending, but they come with their family, 4 people per family, which will attend that event. So this is where the opportunities start to open. These people also, these events need a personalized service. They need personalized handling and attention. So it's not the sort of thing necessarily they could just book through Booking.com. We've dealt with events that needed one of the bedrooms turned into a dressing room for a TV commercial and a changing room. Now you can't request that sort of information through Booking.com. You need to do that with a more localized, personalized experience. So the opportunities that sit marketplace with the groups and events sector is that you're able to work directly with the organizers and the leaders of these and actually become their exclusive partner. That's really important. You know, you're selecting and you're negotiating hotels for special rates specifically around these particular events. So this is where great opportunities start to open up. Opportunities to link the hotels to these link the hotels to the events directly, which is a massively valuable connection for hotels and a very effective connection for the events themselves. Because if you're an event organizer, you asked a million times about where a good hotel is nearby. So you're either got to deal with each one of those inquiries, or you can hand it off to someone who's going to be an exclusive partner to do that. But linking the hotels to the events is crucial because, you know, maybe 20 or 30% of people attending those events are going to need accommodation, at least. Some are locals, but the exhibitors quite often come in from other countries, so they need help. So, you know, more bookings are essentially made into fewer hotels, and the event organizers also help promote that as a benefit. Okay, so let me repeat that again. So we work directly with the organizers and the leaders of the particular event. We become their exclusive partner. We go and select hotels and negotiate rates, and we link them with an online booking platform directly to the event's own website. Very valuable connection. The event organizer actually promotes this directly to the exhibitors and the attendees. That results in more bookings made to fewer hotels. So that makes you more valuable as a hotel booking agent to those particular properties, because you're not dealing with 10 different 5-star hotels when you're making the bookings. You're actually dealing with 1 or 2 5-star hotels that are going to get really good bookings, and that's going to be very valuable for you in the future because they're going to want to do business with you again, which is the name of the game. That's what we're looking for. They're higher value bookings as well, because they're coming for a particular event. You know what they're coming for. They're corporate guests, they're trade show guests. They're basically going to live in the hotel. They're going to use room service. They're going to use the bar. They're going to use the restaurant. They're going to use dry cleaning services. You know, they're going to add revenue to the hotels, which is what motivates the hotels to give even better rates than Booking.com or anyone else out there, to make sure that they bring these guests in, because these guests are a higher value guest. And that also means more commission for the agent of these, because they're booking multiple rooms at a time. It's not just one room. You're booking 20 rooms, 50 rooms, 200 rooms per event. So the events are then worth spending your time on. That's very important. If it was just one room for one night and, commission was 10%, you were going to make $10 out of it or $20 out of it, it's not worth spending an hour or 2 hours of your time if you break it down. But when you're dealing with an event that potentially has a lot more bookings, it's worth, as you'll see from the financial, it's worth spending the time on. So introducing Hotels TV. Who are we and what do we do? So Hotels TV is a global online hotel agency. We book hotels for individuals, groups, events, and companies. We have amazing technology that allows you to create a private booking area that you can add these selected hotels and negotiated rates to. So every single event has its own mini booking website, and it's private. And we link PBAs, private booking areas. We link that PBA directly to the event site. So therefore, the organizer is now promoting the event for us. And I'll repeat that to you. The organizer. So you don't have to spend with the business. You don't have to spend thousands on advertising and marketing for your business. Your link is your link to the organizer. The organizer owns the audience. The organizer owns the audience. They have 20,000 people on a database. They have 15,000 people on their Facebook page. They've been spending money bringing people there to their event for years. You're working with them to provide a very valuable service to them, and you're leveraging their audience. You're putting your hotels in front of their audience, and then you're using that as leverage to get even better rates by being the exclusive booking agent and only dealing with a few hotels. So it's that combination which is really, really valuable to everyone. So everyone wins. The event organizer wins, the attendees win, the hotels win, and you win as the agent by it all together and using the Hotels TV technology to allow you to do that. Okay, so we focus on clients who need our help. We add value. There's no point trying to compete with Booking.com on that one room for one night. Let them have it. It's not what we're interested in. We're focused on specific dates as well. Quite often these events, if you do one event a month, 2, 3 events, they're on a specific date. They're 2 days or 3 days or 4 days. We tend to book a couple of nights either side of those events. So generally our average night stay, as you'll see again from the financials, is about 4 nights. On Booking.com, the average is 1 or 2 nights. The average value of booking on our site is $800. The average booking on Booking.com is $250. It's a completely different type of booking. Okay, so here's an example of a private booking area. So on the private booking area, it's a designated page, which as you can see is kind of white labeled, I suppose you could say. It comes up with the heading and the logo of the particular event. We even can feature information about the event, completely personalized around the event. Put articles and guides, directions to and from the hotel. You put a link to the event's own website, and they put a link directly back to you, as you'll see. So these are the selected hotels and a map of where they are, and the green marker in the middle of the map is actually the venue itself. So it shows you how far away. Now you choose the hotels. You pick the ones you want to work with. You go and send, we do this and we do this in training. We send an email out to 20 different hotels, but actually we're only looking for 4. So we get competing with each other and giving added value like upgrades, bottle of wine in the room, late checkout, breakfast included. And we can negotiate so we can get deals that are better than anywhere because we're dealing specifically on the strength of every event. We negotiate on the strength of every event. There is no one that I'm out there that actually does this. There are other booking agents, and what they do is they buy from a bed bank because they think that's easier and more affordable for people to do and better rates. It's not. We don't deal with the reservations office. We deal with the director of sales and the revenue managers at hotels. So there is a science behind this. Now, by being the exclusive booking agent for them and putting that private booking area together, which is linked to their event website, it becomes hot property for Google. Google ranks us at the top of the search engines for hotels connected to those particular events because we are actually connected to the event. So Google sees us as an authority when discussing accommodation or hotels to do with that particular event. So when someone's searching hotels near the e-commerce summit, for example, that's what comes up. And we come up with multiple listings. And we've even, as you see from this example, we've even come up higher than the event's own website. Why on our private booking area, we put a link to the event website as well. So as you can see, they sell tickets to their event. Look at the prices of the e-commerce World Summit. So they want someone to handle the hotel bookings. That's what we do, because their focus is on making money by selling diamond tickets at $997 to people attending that conference. Those people, if you're spending $997, you are not staying in a budget hotel. So we tend to do 4 and 5 star hotels. We give them some budget options, but tend to be 4 and 5 star. And this is an example of how our private booking areas are linked to the event website. So they could be events. We work with convention centers, like Suntec Convention Center is the largest convention center in Singapore. And if you go right now on venue page and their visitor page, you will see Hotels TV connected there and our booking system connected. And that's exactly what it looks like. We've selected some hotels. Now, Suntec also refer us to the 800 events that they have at Suntec every year. And each one of those events has between 500 and 5,000 people attending. So when you get involved with these particular event organizers and venues, we're talking many, many bookings. This is not difficult business. It is just linking people up, and they're linking you to multiple room bookings. And it's the private booking area that's very attractive in this story. So event organizers do your marketing for you. That's the trick with this. So as a home business, as a low overhead business, what overheads have you got? You can go and call event organizers and groups and trade shows and win their business. And that's what we teach you to do. You can find your business on Google by just simply typing in pharmaceutical conference Singapore 2018. Get in touch with the event organizer, meet them in a hotel and go and have a coffee with them and show them what you're doing and how you can add value. That's it. That's all there is to it. We give you all the tools, all the forms, all the PDFs, or the PowerPoint presentations that you need to display everything. But that's as difficult as it gets. So you go out and you the event organizer. You could network. You could do chamber of commerce. You can, you don't need to advertise. You just need to go and meet people and explain what you're doing and talk to the event organizers, the group organizers, and you get full training and support on that. We help you do that. But the organizers are also, as I said before, they own the audience. The PBA is set up. They email, they blog, they tweet, they Facebook, they Instagram to hundreds of thousands, or millions of their audience, depending on what they've got. It's an exclusive audience, and because you're the exclusive agent, you basically, there is no competition for you. You are the only one on that particular site connected to. And that's the reason. And you can also do deals with the event organizer. You can give them a kickback in commissions, and I'll explain the financial side. You can offer them free rooms and do a deal with the hotels. You can incentivize the event organizers who will want to work with you anyway because they don't want to keep handling hotel bookings. But you can give them an added incentive, not just to work with you for this event, but we want you to work with them every event, every year that they do this. So you start to build a residual income for yourself. Think about that. If you have 50 events that you work with, weddings, trade shows, sports groups this year, but they're annual events, you're going to get them next year and you're going to get them the year after. So if you've got 50 events this year, you've already got 50 events next year. You go and get another 50 events, now you've got 100 events next year. Then you've got 200 events the year after. That's what we teach you to build. That's what we want you to do. We want you to build an amazing business for yourself because we've done this. We've already done this. As I told you before, we built a business doing this exact same thing up to $1 million a year in revenue, $10 million in booking value to hotels in London is what we did before we sold that business off. And then we decided to make it into a license model or a franchise model and let people own their territories, their own cities. But you connect with the event organizer and you've done the link job that you needed to do. Okay, so the hotels TV booking business opportunity that you've been receiving information about probably for some time now is a complete turnkey business ready to start now. We've built the technology. It took us years to build. It took us a lot of money. Talking technology that has been invested over $1.5 million into the technology. You get, and you can flick it on today and start work. It is a complete home-based business solution. You need a laptop computer. You need an internet connection. Partly you can even work off your phone. And that's really all you need. And you can operate business anywhere. You know, I was doing a booking in New York recently, and I was doing a booking in Singapore. You know, it's about connecting with the event organizers. So it's a complete solution. You could run it from a small office. As I said, when we started from a coffee table and working from home, but then we started to hire staff, and then we moved to a small office. You know, the maximum our office ever cost us was about $12,000 a year, maybe $15,000 a year. That was it. And we had 5 or 6 staff operating out of that. So, you know, it's not big overheads even once you scale, and it can scale. We give you complete step-by-step instruction. We've been doing this now over 20 years. It's actually been 22 years that I've been in the online booking business. So we were pioneers in it. We've been in the industry. We understand, and that's the level of expertise that you have that has put the step-by-step instruction. But we're on the end of the phone. We're on Skype, and we're going to be coaching you because we have a vested interest in your success. If you're successful in your territory, we're successful, and that's what we want. Just by showing you exactly what we've just demonstrated. It's not difficult. It just takes you to go and actually do it. That's all it is. We're not reinventing the wheel. This hotel booking industry already exists. These people are coming to your city, whether you want them to or not. You're not convincing them to come to your city. They're already coming. What you're doing is giving them a better rate, making it more organized, creating a private booking area specifically for them to use, and giving them added benefits. And you're targeting clients into hotels to give them a great quality client, and you're helping the event organizer. So the thing that knits this together is our technology, and it's a booking system that makes it private. So ongoing support's really important. We want to keep supporting you. The technology. Now that's the other thing. If you go back to the diagrams about starting your own business, you start your own business, you're going to have to think of the idea, register the concept, build the website, and then carry on and then try and make it work, and then you'll find your clients, and then you're going to have to invest in the website. And then you're going to have to, new technology comes out, and then you're going to have to add a video, and then you're going to, this has already been done for you. It's already done. It's been sitting there. We've already done the hard work. We've tested this on over $100 million worth of bookings over the years, and we've refined it, and that's the benefit that you get from that. We also have a growing global network of agents. So we have agents in different cities around the world, and what we need to do is talk to you individually, one-to-one, just to make sure your territory is actually available, and talk the requirements that you need and the training you need to help you become successful. We are not interested in you not being successful in your territory. There is no point in getting involved if you're not going to work this. And I would assume that everyone who's here today is interested to run a business. They want to start now. They even may want to start part-time. That's absolutely fine, or full-time, but they want to run their own business. And I can assure you from doing this for so long, this is one of the easiest businesses that you will ever be able to operate from home. But you need to be active. That is the main part. We've booked hundreds of events. You've got a great portfolio to sell off. When you go and speak to an event organizer, you can tell them we've done someone else in their industry already. That's already been done. So, and also industry benefits. By being in the hotel industry, you get cheap stays, sometimes free stays. The hotels will want to take you to dinner. They'll give you free nights. They will really look after you. If you become a valuable supplier of quality guests to that hotel, trust me, this is the hospitality industry. As you see from that diagram on the right-hand side as well, hotels TV, work in this very untouched marketplace. It's got nothing to do with booking.com and hotels.com and last, but completely different market. We deal in this specific area where we need a private booking area for each one of these events, and we negotiate directly. This is untouched for you in your particular city. There is such little competition in this particular sector, and this accounts for over $100 million a year. Just this groups and events sector, $100 million a year is what is generated in the groups and events sector into the hotel industry. It's a massive niche, and it's virtually untouched. So what are the most popular questions that we get? How do we find clients? Yeah, well, that's the crux of any business, as we discussed before. You network people. You open your mouth and you tell them what you're doing. What we do is quite unique, so they'll be very interested. You go to Chamber of Commerce. You go on YouTube. Sorry, not YouTube. You go on all social marketing. You go on LinkedIn. You create relationships. The easiest way to do this is to go onto Google and to type in pharmaceutical conference Singapore 2018, and every event has its own website. Every event has a website, and on that website is the organizer's name and telephone number and email address. They don't make themselves private, they're there. Also on that website, you will see if they have a hotel booking partner already. Now, even if they have a hotel booking partner, they may have just linked to booking.com on an affiliate scheme. That doesn't cut it. That's not acceptable in my book. Okay, that's cheating, and that is not providing their clients with any decent value for attending their event. So booking.com will just give them an individual person's rate. It doesn't give them anything else of any value. When we negotiate with the hotels, we're negotiating as a group, but our booking system allows individuals to book as part of that group, even though they're not booking like a group and 20 rooms at once, 50 rooms at once. Sometimes they do. Our technology allows that. So you will find all the clients you need on Google. Also, sports, amateur sports. It could be a kids' football team that is traveling and touring somewhere else. There might be 200 kids in the team. Now, when they travel, there's also their family. So all of a sudden, there's 5 family members. All of a sudden now there's 1,000 people, not 200 people, there's 1,000 people traveling. They need it. It's really, really important this accommodate. How do you get the event organizers? So once we get the event, we get in contact with the event organizers. We actually work with the event. We work with the event organizers, and the event organizers go and email their database, as we explained before. That's how we get bookings. We are when they come through the website, they go on our link. They book one of our selected 4 or 5 or 6 hotels. Remember, keep with the event to Twitter, and this is a demonstration. They have 25,000 people on their Facebook page. 25,000 people. So it works very well. How do we compete with booking.com is a very, very common question we get asked as well. The answer is we don't. We don't. It's a different market. And everything before, some hotels only give 20% of their stock to booking.com. Some give 50%. Some give 75%. The lazy marketers give 75% or give over 50%. And that's not, I'm just broadly saying book.com. That also includes Expedia. What they do is use 70% themselves because they make money. They only pay 5 or 10% commission. They don't pay, they don't pay 20% or 30%. Expedia has been known to charge up to 30, maybe 35% commission. Absolutely extortionate. So this gives you a bit of an idea of the world. What we're doing is we're expanding our agents all over the world, people to take exclusive territories. Depending on what's right for the territory, also needed one of the bedrooms turned into a dressing room with racks of clothing. That sort of stuff you cannot book on booking.com. So, you need to do another way. And that's what we do. So look, here's how the revenue looks from this business. The average booking we do is 4 nights, so it's $800 in value. At least, it depends on the city, but at least $200 a night, and do like $400 or $500 a night easily in some cities. Miami, you don't look under $400 a night now. London's the same, equivalent. Singapore's. So, but we do have budget options as well. But that's our average. The average per booking is around 50. So that means that's $40,000 per event that we book into hotels in those particular cities. Hotels pay our agents an average 10%, not 20%, not 15%, sometimes 15%. You could squeeze it up to that, but we want to be really, really attractive to the hotels. 10% commission. Okay. These are earnings to you. Okay, so this is a business you can do part-time or full-time. It's up to you. You have the platform. This is a platform for you to enter this industry and capture some of this good stuff that's going around. Okay, so you build your business up, and if they're events, that's what we want. Remember, I said before, if you've got 50 events this year and they're annual events and you've contracted them for 3 or 4 years to be their agent, well, guess what? You've got 50 events already for next year and the year after. If you build this business over 4 or 5 years and you've got 1,000 events every year happening, you've got a very resaleable business there worth quite a lot of money to someone. So this is what we want to do, and this is what we want to teach you to do. So you can book anything from 1 to 1,000 rooms at a time. You cannot do that on any site. So if you've got massive events, you can cater for them. Meetings, trade shows, exhibitions, weddings are fantastic. We average probably about $1,000 to $2,000 per wedding in commission, because they're smaller than events, but sport events. They're all different. Now, this is actual statistics from our database. Okay, on a one-to-one meeting, happy to show you through this. Look at what it shows you, the value of events and groups. Each one of these is an event or a trade show or a wedding or a sports event. Have a look at that. That's the gross booking value that was booked into a number of hotels for that event. Future Cheer is a kids cheerleading competition. As you'll see, that features, and I'll put a little mark here. That features here. That features here. That features here. And I think that's about it. So there's 3 times. Collectively, that's £100,000 sterling. That's $125,000, $130,000 worth of bookings from this one connection into this company called Future Cheer that has a multiple cheerleading competitions for 5 to 15-year-old kids. It's a combination. It's not like football. It's a combination between gymnastics and dance. So that's not even a major event. That is an amateur sports event. Other things like Mobisys in Singapore, okay, which was introduced to us by the Sun Convention Center. $30,000 just for that one event. It went for 2 days. And you see the list. Number of bookings per event. These are the number of bookings. So not the number of rooms, the number of bookings. And each one of these bookings averages 3 to 4 nights per booking. And you see, 110 bookings, 97. Future Cheer, 87. London bookings, generally 87. Mobisys, 54. And then it gets weddings, so you get fewer as you get into the weddings. But then some weddings are larger, some weddings are smaller. Average net revenue. Okay, so this is the commission. This was working on a basis of 10% commission. Okay, so this is average per event. Sorry, not per event, per booking. So this is average net revenue per booking. Okay, so the Future Cheer was large groups because we accommodated teams. When you have a gymnastics event, you have 30 teams. Each team has 10 to 20 competitors in each team. So by dealing with the teams, look at the average booking for events in the Energy Week. The average commission was $132. That's $1,320 per booking. $1,320 per booking. Sorry, pounds. So that's, sorry, I'm getting confused. That's actually in pounds sterling. So it's even higher. So it's like $1,500 a booking. So this is where you make your money. The more events that you do, the more money you make. It's as simple as that. With this business, you have an unlimited amount of private booking areas that you can run at any one time. An unlimited amount of these. So use them. Get them out there. Get them working for you. Get as many out there. Connect with a company that does regular corporate travel and negotiate rates and have them using that booking system every single day. You can connect to tourism websites, or let's say there's a scuba diving and they have thousands of people booking their scuba instructions, or they're arriving at a destination. You could put an accommodation booking site like an affiliate site together for them, and you could receive bookings every week through them. Real estate agents, as well as all the other opportunities that I've named before, like groups, events, trade shows, exhibitions, meetings, conferencing, parties, private family trips, you name it. The more active you are, the more dollars you make. It's as simple as that. Events need your help. And that's the other thing that binds you to them. They need your help. These people need help. Someone who's local in the destination, who knows their way around. It's very, very important. It's not the sort of thing, a lot of this is not the sort of thing they can just do off a website without actually having someone there to talk to. Groups and events need your help. Events need your help as well to do this, because it saves them a hell of a lot of time, but not having to answer every call, considering they're trying to sell tickets and exits their event. That's where they make their money. Booking and Expedia cannot help these people like we can. Please remember that. And you can also make extra money on transfers, tours, and other things that complement your guest bookings. You own the guests. So you can contact them and say, hey, how are you getting to the hotel? I can organize a transfer for you. So that's something you can do also. Here's some live examples. We did a Taekwondo event in Brighton in the UK, 1,000 people. We booked 600 rooms across 6 nights into 8 hotels. That's why they needed help booking these people. £300,000 booking, £25,000. That's $40,000 in commission that they earned from that one event. So, okay, our average might be 4. However, it doesn't mean you can't do larger events if you target larger events. Istanbul and Turkey, we've done trade shows, SolarX, Doorfair, Hydropower. They have 1,000 to 9,000 clients per show. A fencing tournament, the sport of fencing. Okay, we were their exclusive agent for 3 years, 40 competitions, 80 people per event. In Wales, in the UK, the Belfast Giants ice hockey team travel all over the UK, 20 rooms per month for the team. They needed help booking, so we could help them. Junior football competition, and actually we did high school sports competition, 800 room nights at that particular event. So what we do is we provide you with the platform. We can either give you an exclusive or actually a non-exclusive destination on the website, complete booking technology, control panel, content management system, everything you need, everything that you would pay hundreds and hundreds of thousands if you had to build yourself and do it over 2 years. We've done it. It's ready and waiting for you. Unlimited private booking areas. You can create as many of these as you want. If you've got an exclusive destination, you also have a public website, a bit like booking.com. You would have hotels.tv//Barcelona//Singapore. That's open to the public 24/7 as well as the private booking areas. But if you're going to use that, you would have to put very unique properties and something that attracts people. Like I said, we do not want you to compete with booking.com. It's not our model. It's not what we're trying to do. This is a proven business model that has booked over $100 million worth of bookings over the years. Okay, we've been doing this and building this and working with this since 1998. It is proven. We know it works because we've done it. We've got the stats. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, I'll happily deliver you 10 years worth of accounts of being an agent myself. No problem at all. And as you've seen from the nation, this is an opportunity in an industry that already exists. We're not inventing anything new. We're just making it better. Training and ongoing support, very, very important. Step by step. At this point, you do this. At this point, you do this. And we will even help you do that. We will call clients for you. We will call hotels and set up relationships. We'll negotiate rates for you. We'll help you do the whole. This is an experienced team and we know what we're doing in our sleep. And so to help you, all you need is the drive. And you become part of our growing network of agents. And what that means is that if you're in London and you've got a booking for Barcelona, you can use the agent in Barcelona and they can use you. Send bookings to Dubai and Singapore and all these other locations. So you can be a global agent. You're not just a single dimensional agent that does one territory. You can book all over the world. So the requirements for you to start this business. You must be ready to start the business now. Okay, it's really important. Are you looking now? Because we're ready now. We want to bring on people that are ready to start making money and be active in this business right now. Not that want to do it in 6 months or 12 months. We want people with a good work ethic. Okay, you can work from home or office, but we want you to be disciplined with that. We want you, when you're working, we want you working. You can dictate the hours you want to work, but this is about your future. We want a minimum 25 hours a week. So that's part-time. But really, a minimum 25 hours a week will earn you some good money if you're active. You need a computer, as I said before. Experience of that is really important. You don't need vast experience, but you need to know your way around the internet to be able to find things. It just saves us a lot more time being able to train you as well. We don't want to train you in how to use the internet, Facebook and Google and things like that. You should already know that. Computers you should know. If you don't know computers, I don't know how you've got this far, to be honest, because let's face it, everything's computerized these days. So even your car. Excellent communication skills and presentation. Okay, you need to be able to people. You need to be able to demonstrate what it's not difficult. You've seen it's pretty straightforward. We teach you that. Presentation, you don't have to meet that many people, but sometimes you meet hoteliers, of course, and you meet event organizers in a hotel, have a coffee with them. That can be where you meet people. And if you know the hotelier as well, then you invite them out to meet your client. Maybe the general manager takes your client on a show round before you do a deal with them. What a nice way to do business. You know, your presentation skills and your communication need to be good. You need to love what you're doing, be passionate about it. That's what we're passionate people. Integrity. We want you to be able to help people, and we want you to make a difference. You're helping when you're setting up with an organizer. When you're helping people, so people know that if they're going to Dubai, they're going to be helped. If they're going to London, they're going to be helped. So we're building this for the long term. We want you to build multiple events and annual if possible. It's not always possible, but where possible, so that you get these clients back, and it's going to make it easier. And we will teach you how to build this residual income for the future. Invest your time now, get stuck in for a year or two, and you will have an incredible resaleable asset, and your revenue should double year on year because of the work you're doing. Let me repeat that. Your revenue should double year on year. And I know from personal experience, because of the time you're investing and the events and the connections that you're getting. Very, very easy to do as long as you're. So the next step, we draw a close to this presentation. The next step is, if you fit that criteria, you're motivated, you want to make money, you want to build a nice business, and you're ready to start in that business now, we want to talk to you now. We've got opportunities available. We've got exclusive territories available. And we want to book a session for you to talk to us. Okay? And the best way to do that is to let us know. Go on, and I'll give you the details. Is to go onto a website called Calendly.com. Calendly. Calendly.com/Harrison Brown. So HARRISON BROWN, my name. Calendly.com/Harrison Brown. If you forget that, you can just email us at info@hotels.tv, and I'll send you those details. But when you're in that, you can easily click a link, and you can select the day and the time that you would like me or someone from the team to call you by telephone, Skype, WhatsApp, whatever device that you want to talk on. We'll do that. But we'd like to hear from you within the next 48 hours so we can have a chat with the available territories. And additionally, we're going to put an incentive on for you depending on your territory and the availability. And that's something we need to talk to you personally about. Every territory is different, and every agent's requirements are different. Okay, so we want to talk to you about the investment. This is an investment into your revenue, and you can start straight away. You can start working on your events straight away. Everything's built, everything's ready for you. We give you an email address, we give you full instructions. We've got a YouTube training channel. We've got one-to-one Skype training sessions on a regular basis. Everything is done for you, and lots of webinars, of course, as well. But we want to speak to you now, and we want you active and involved in these territories and connecting with these groups and events, because they're happening right now. Every day that we don't have an agent in your territory, we are missing business opportunities, and you are missing revenue making opportunities. So I thank you for your time. It's been a pleasure to speak with you, and we've had some guests from all over the world. It's been a very international audience today, which is fantastic. So I know some of you it's morning, some of you it's midnight, some of you it's pretty late all over the world. But some it's perfect, and it's the middle of the day in the UK. So thank you again for joining us. Once again, go to Calendly, CALENDLY.com/Harrison Brown and make that appointment, or email me with a day and a time at info@hotels.tv or franchise@hotels.tv. You've got all the details. I'm sure you've received it many times before. Let's have a chat one-to-one. Let's find out what you're doing. Let's find out what you want to achieve, and let's make it happen. All right. Fantastic. Great to talk to you all. Thank you again for your time, and I look forward to speaking to you one-on-one. Take care.